At the heart of effective communication is narrative structure. If it's strong, the communication will be powerful. But there's a problem. Getting the narrative structure right involves work, which is a burden. So the question for communication is, who will bear this burden? You or your audience? This is the tool you need for the job, the ABT narrative template. Working with it is just like solving a puzzle. In fact, take a look at this jigsaw puzzle. What's it a picture of? It looks like parts of a girl's face, a man's tie, some wood paneling. Feels like maybe a Norman Rockwell painting. It's the same as a text that lacks narrative structure and has what we call the and form. Show it to an audience, they'll have to work to make sense of it. Now, invest some time and energy, and you might get the puzzle to here. This is equivalent to the first draft of the and, but, therefore ABT form. You now have the beginnings of a story as we see the picture is centered around a little girl. It's still not quite clear what's going on, but it's much better. Then you put in a lot more time actually solving the puzzle. And boom, it's a girl, she's got a black eye, she's waiting to see the principal, and yes, it's a Norman Rockwell painting. Your first draft an audience would find confusing and boring because you put the burden on them. Your first ABT draft at least starts to hook their interest, but you weren't done. This is the problem of so much poor communication, going to the public with basically half-baked goods. When you finally go the full distance to the completed ABT, when you solve the puzzle, when you take on the burden, that is when you finally communicate powerfully. And by the way, most really bad movies produced by Hollywood, this is exactly what happens. They fail to solve the puzzle. They just go ahead and release a mess like this. So in the end, you need to know two things. First, understanding narrative structure is essential for communication in order to not bore or confuse people. And second, it's identical to the solving of a puzzle. It takes time. Your time.